morning, students. Dear students, in the last session we have discussed about that factors which affect the or determine the liquid pressure, such as the depth of the liquid column and the density of the liquid, then acceleration, how will determine the liquid pressure. Next we move to the topic atmospheric pressure. What is atmospheric pressure? How we can define? How it is going to get vary by increasing in altitude as well as by depth wise also. First we want to know that what is atmosphere? Nothing that the earth is surrounded by the layer of air up to certain height from the earth surface. From the earth surface, it is nearly 300 kilometer height. The whole earth like that, it just enveloped by the mixture of gases. That mixture of gases envelop the air is called atmospheric air. And this layer of air around the earth is called atmosphere of the earth. So anyway, the earth is fully covered by the mixture of gases, that's all. Since air occupies space and has weight, it also exerts pressure. Like that we seen already. That means what? Like solid, liquid also have mass, occupy space. So they exert the pressure. Like that here, air also occupies space and has weight. So it also can exert pressure. This pressure is called atmospheric pressure. So the pressure exerted by the atmospheric air is called atmospheric pressure. Now, how is it going to get vary? Listen, the atmospheric pressure we normally refer is the air pressure at sea level. Able to follow me? With what reference? With what reference we can measure the atmospheric pressure? Usually, the air pressure at sea level, that only we have considered as a reference point, reference level. With respect to that, we can measure the atmospheric pressure normally. Listen, as shown in picture 3.5, in the column like in that when we go higher and higher, the gaseous molecule get thinner. Listen here. The gas molecule get thinner with increasing in altitude. That means, listen, this is, we are being at a sea level. We are being at a sea level. This one. This is sea level. They have shown the dotted line now. From the sea level, we can move by altitude higher and higher. What happening there? At bottom of the, that is near to the sea level, the gaseous mixture, air particle present very closer to each other. It is what? Higher population of gaseous molecule. When we move higher and higher by altitude, there is the number of gaseous particle, the population of gaseous molecule getting decreases. So there is what? Very lesser number of gaseous molecule presenting when move higher and higher. So we can tell that when we move higher and higher, the pressure will get decreases since gaseous molecule getting lower density. So that's why in a height at the hill station and all, there is lower pressure. Able to follow? So here we can say that atmospheric pressure decreases as we go up in mountain. That means what? When we go higher and higher, the pressure will get decreases since the density of the gases get decreases. At the same time, when we go down and down, that is below sea level, like that in mines and all, there is what? Density become more. Then automatically pressure also will get what? Become more. So from that we understood as what? What is atmosphere? How much extend that atmospheric air present around the earth? 300 kilometer. At the same time, why atmospheric air have pressure? Since it occupies space and has weight. Atmospheric pressure normally with a reference at sea level, usually we are measuring. At figure 3.5, it is clearly shown to us by picturized way. By increasing in altitude, there is decreasing in gaseous molecule population. That means what? Density of the air decreases. So we can say pressure also decreases. Next, how we can measure that atmospheric pressure? The instrument called barometer. The instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure is called a barometer. This instrument initially found by the Italian scientist Torricelli. That means such a arrangements of instrument having that one narrow tube, having one end is closed, another end is what? Open one. In that we have to fill with the mercury up to the rim of the tube. We have to fill with the mercury, and then in another trough we have some volume of mercury. Now that narrow tube having full of mercury have to keep by invert position on over of the mercury in trough. Now what will happen? The mercury present in that tube will drain out to some amount. After that, the draining of mercury from tube will stop over. After that, the above portion in the tube left as vacuum. This area left as vacuum. Beyond that level, the mercury column will not get down. Since because here the atmospheric pressure acting on surface of the mercury in trough will counterbalance the mercury column present in the tube. So from measure the mercury column height in the tube, we come to know that the definite value as 760 millimeter or 76 centimeter. Both are same. 76 centimeter or 760 millimeter. Both are same. So that much height of the mercury column is referred to as what? 1 atmospheric pressure. Since because the mercury present in the tube exert the pressure in downward direction, and atmospheric air also exert the pressure in downward direction on the mercury present in the trough. Now both the pressure get counterbalanced. That means what? That force will come out. The mercury which is present in the tube, pressure in downward direction like that. Now that atmospheric pressure also operating on surface of the mercury in trough. So both the force get counterbalanced like that. So such a way, here we found that the mercury column height is equal to 760 millimeter. Listen, a mercury barometer first designed by an Italian physicist, Torricelli, consists of a long glass tube filled with the mercury and turned upside down into container of mercury, that is invert position. Point number 3. On a typical day at sea level, the height of the mercury column is 760 mm. On a typical day means the normally, it is not too summer days or it is not too snow season, not like that. So normal days, not much too hot, not much too cool. So in between that. So on a typical day at the sea level, the height of the mercury column is equal to what? 760 mm. So let us calculate that pressure due to the mercury column of 760 mm, which is equal to atmospheric pressure. This is referred to, measured to what? Equal to atmospheric pressure. So the density of mercury is 13,600 kilogram per meter cube. Able to follow? So here the mercury column height 760, that is height. The density rho of mercury 13,600 kilogram per meter cube. Now the pressure we can calculate with the help of this formula. P equal to H rho G. Pressure formula to calculate pressure, to measure pressure, the formula is P equal to H rho G. Now by apply the data of H rho G, we can define, we can measure what is atmospheric pressure. One atmospheric pressure is equal to what? That we can determine. So height, what is that? 760 mm, no? Now here that the meter they have taken, so 10 to the power minus 3 meter. In meter term they have taken. Not millimeter, not centimeter, by meter. That's why into 10 to the power minus 3. Now rho, that is density of the mercury, we have seen, no? 13,600 kilogram per meter cube. Into G, that is what? Gravity force. Gravity value is what? Earth gravity 9.8 meter per second square. By multiply together, we can get 1.013 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. So this pressure is called 1 atmospheric pressure. What it is? This pressure is referred to 1 atmospheric pressure. There is also the another unit called bar. That is 1 bar pressure, like that we can say the bar. That is also used to express such a high value of pressure. So 1 atmospheric pressure equal to 1.013 in 10 to the power 5 Pascal. Or else we can say 1 bar pressure equal to 1 in 10 to the power 5 Pascal. Right, anyway, 1 atmospheric pressure is nothing that equal to 1.013 bar pressure. So expressing the value in kilopascal gives 101.3 kilopascal. This means that what? On each 1 meter square, of surface, the force acting is 1.013 kilonewton. That is the meaning. So by such a way, by the column of the mercury height and as well as density of the mercury, by using the formula P equal to H rho G, we can measure that atmospheric pressure. Next one, Koch pressure and absolute pressure. What is that Koch pressure? Is nothing that the pressure measured by instrument called here Koch. The pressure measured with the help of instrument Koch is referred to Koch pressure. atmospheric pressure is defined as area of air and gas enveloping object in space, like star and planets, or the air around any location. Able to follow? How we can define atmospheric pressure? It's nothing that in space, for example, there is a small pencil like that we can have over on the table. So about that pencil, surrounding to the pencil, the atmospheric air is what? Surrounding to that pencil, there is atmospheric air present. No, that atmospheric air exerts the pressure on that pencil. Such a pressure exerted by the atmospheric air on the object in space is referred to what? Atmospheric pressure. That atmospheric pressure also known as what? Barometric pressure. Atmospheric pressure also called as barometric pressure. This pressure within the atmosphere of Earth. That means what? How much extent atmospheric air covered on Earth's surface? About 300 kilometers. No. So in that atmospheric air, the pressure is referred to atmospheric pressure. Next, point number 3. When tire pressure and blood pressure are measured using instrument called gauge, show the pressure over the atmospheric pressure. That is very important one. Here, the instrument gauge show the pressure of tire or our blood vein pressure by over the atmospheric pressure. This is called a gauge pressure. Then absolute pressure is zero reference against a perfect volume, but gauge pressure, it's a zero reference against atmospheric pressure. Absolute pressure is zero reference against perfect vacuum, but for gauge pressure, the zero reference pressure is what means atmospheric pressure. That is the main difference between absolute pressure and gauge pressure. Absolute pressure is measured relative to a fall of vacuum. In contrast, pressure that is measured against atmospheric pressure is called gauge pressure. Able to follow? Absolute pressure means is measured relative to a full vacuum, about that full vacuum. But gauge pressure is what? It is measured, gauge pressure, the pressure measured against of that atmospheric pressure is called gauge pressure. So the simplest way to explain the difference between them is that absolute pressure uses absolute zero as its 0 point. But while gauge pressure uses atmospheric pressure as its 0 point. That is the main difference between absolute pressure and gauge pressure. So okay students, remaining we will discuss in next session. Thank you.